Hey guys, what's cracking? We are back today with another episode of Team Building University. Today we're going to be taking a look at Mega Lopunny. Mega Lopunny is a top tier OU threat, and today we're going to be looking at exactly what makes it such a high threat level in the OU tier, and what you can do if you want to look into using it. So starting off out of the bat, Mega Lopunny gains the fighting type when it Mega Evolves, becoming a normal fighting type, and currently resides at the A+ tier. A+ power tier, I guess you could call it, by the OU Council, which means right off the bat you know it's a very, very threatening Pokemon. Looking at its stats, it's very easy to see why right away. While its HP and special attack stats it's generally low bulk, and while it's generally low bulk, that isn't really part of what Lopunny needs to do. So when you start looking at what it can do, its stats fill its role very well. And that's going to be, Lopunny is a very, very fast Pokemon, essentially outspeeding almost the entire unboosted metagame, bar some really freak situations, and then scarfed or boosted Pokemon. At 135, you're going to hit some crazy speed stats. And when you couple that with the fact that it has a very, very threatening attack stat of 136, you're looking at a Pokemon that can really easily clean a lot of weakened teams, maybe even break some walls in a pinch, or what it kind of is known for is just busting up offense, who a lot of the time struggles to deal with Pokemon that outspeed it. So Lopunny kind of comes in clutch there. So yeah, right off the bat you see you got this crazy speed stat, you got a pretty solid attack stat. Unfortunately, Lopunny does struggle with a lot of common typings in the OU tier, being Fairy, Flying, Fighting, Psychic. Those kind of open up what you end up ultimately seeing as its weaknesses in general, because it also doesn't really achieve a lot of covered move to hit those. However, it does also come with a lot of key defensive traits, coupled with, honestly, not the worst defense and special defense stats. Rock, Ghost, Bug, and Dark mean that it can come in, immunity Ghost first of all, it can come in on a lot of really common attacks. It's pretty decent at absorbing knockoff because it resists knockoff and then also doesn't lose its item. It's good at switching into knockoffs for your teammates. It also doesn't take a whole lot of damage from rock, so it can switch in at least on rocks without being too worried, bar, of course, opponents' attacks. It can also switch on U-turns pretty easily, although that's not super recommended all the time, but it also can come in on ghosts. Finally, what also kind of is the cream of the, kind of like the icing on the cake for Mega Lopunny is the ability Scrappy, which allows it to hit things that are immune to normal, being ghost types, with its stab moves. But Lopunny has fantastic stab, neutral, or super effective coverage, but if you just look at its stab typing, right off the bat you see it can't hit ghost types. Well, that's exactly what Scrappy does for it, is it can now hit ghost types very hard, and so you start to see some really, really big things open up. Return Okos, things such as Gengar, High Jump Kick, Okos, Mega Sableye, and Mega Lopunny starts to become clearly a very, very good threat in the OU tier. Looking into its sets, it only really has one very common set, and there are some variants of it that we can get into. And that set's going to be most of the time Fake Out, High Jump Kick, Ice Punch, Return. Just dual stab. Fake Out allows you to get that chip damage as well as gain a lot of momentum and put a lot of pressure on offensive teams, as well as securing some KOs actually that can help. It's going to be max attack, max speed. Jolly Nature, again, just lets you outspeed as many things as you can and really take advantage of that crazy high speed stat. Power Up Punch will actually give Lopunny some options to kind of more effectively clean up teams. Unfortunately, what Mega Lopunny struggles from is that at 136 attack, while it is very decent, it does struggle a lot to get KOs because it isn't quite as high as one might think. 136 attack can do a lot of damage to a lot of things, but it's going to be missing a lot of KOs that it needs to do to effectively sweep teams. So Power Up Punch kind of delegates it from more of a cleaner role into a sweeper role, and while it does have maybe not enough bulk to reliably use it, Power Up Punch is a viable option. Other options you see on Mega Lopunny commonly are going to be things like you're going to see Healing Wish Lopunny, kind of maybe a one-off offensive Pokemon, and then when it's done, it gives its partner a full heal. You see some sub-Power Punch variants. Substitute Power Punch allows Lopunny to really set up more effectively and then take advantage of its powered-up stabs, and those achieve essentially perfect neutral coverage on the entire metagame, and just really bop things from there. I can't think of a single Pokemon that isn't hit at least neutrally by one of either Return or High Jump Kick. it's actually crazy, honestly. It's fantastic neutral coverage, and that power punch will give it the little bit of boost it needs. Other options could be Thunder Punch for things such as Slowbro. You could potentially run Drain Punch, although I do not recommend Drain Punch as it kind of aggregates Mega Lopunny's main problem, which is going to be its lack of power right off the bat. And High Jump Kick is really what's kind of giving it the base power that it needs to do some damage, whereas Drain Punch, while it will give you some survivability, won't give you as much power that you need. Maybe it's more worth considering when you're running with Power Up Punch, but all in all, I think High Jump Kick is going to be the superior option in almost every situation. Looking into options when you're trying to team build for Mega Lopunny, first off the bat, there's a lot of Pokemon that like to be paired with Mega Lopunny because Mega Lopunny is such a good Pokemon at shutting down like hyper offensive teams because it does have such a high speed stat, and offensive teams really hate trying to switch into it. So right off the bat, though, when we start looking at things that pair well with it, because Mega Lopunny struggles so much against really defensive teams because it starts to kind of lack the power it needs to break through balanced and bulkier teams. Things such as Manaphy, Kyurem Black, these really powerful wall breakers are going to pair really well with it. These powerful wall breakers can really shut down and just generally fare a lot better against more defensively oriented teams, whereas Lopunny can take on the offensive teams, and they become a very potent core in taking on the OU metagame, hopefully. Other things you're going to want to look for are strong physical attackers. In general, pair really well with it because these strong physical attackers are able to share checks with Mega Lopunny and share counters, and therefore really whittle them down and allow Mega Lopunny to hopefully come in for a late game clean, which I think is kind of like the staple of what Mega Lopunny does. It's a fantastic late game cleaner. It's like just really what it's best at. Another thing that you're going to really want to look for is strong pursuit trappers. While Mega Lopunny is able to hit ghost types, such as Gengar, pretty hard, very hard I should say, things such as Bisharp and Weavile and Tyranitar, these dark types with pursuit traps, will be very helpful in taking on bulky psychic types, which, as we will get into, are a problem for Mega Lopunny. Finally, the one big check that Mega Lopunny suffers from itself is going to be in the form of bird spam, namely Talonflame, although Mega Pinsir is a very big issue as well. Pokemon such as Scarf Tyranitar, some Heatran variants, Rotom Wash, these Pokemon that are generally known for their ability to be checks / counters to bird spam are going to be very good partners, as you know, Mega Lopunny is only scared of things that can outspeed it and then hit it super effectively usually, and that's going to be things like Talonflame and Mega Pinsir. So a good check to bird spam is almost completely necessary on any team that wants to use Mega Lopunny. Looking into things that are really threatening Mega Lopunny, right off the bat, we're going to see that, as I said, bird spam is a very scary thing. Again, these Pokemon can hit super effectively and generally outspeed, namely Pinsir and Talonflame. Beyond that, bulky psychic types can basically easily shrug off any damage that most Lopunny variants want to go for. Thunder Punch does allow it to hit Slowbro, although not super hard, to be honest. Some Power Up Punch variants will be able to break through. I think Power Up Punch sub return will be able to break through a couple of Slowbro or bulky psychic types, although it's still going to be difficult to do so. Finally, we have things such as bulky fairies, such as Clefable, that can pretty much take on bulky fairies that can take on Lopunny very efficiently. But beyond that, Mega Lopunny is a very good Pokemon in the OU tier. One that I'm a little bit new to using, but I've been having a lot of fun with recently. It's kind of very similar role-wise to Mega Medicham, as far as just how it fits in, the teams it fits into. But on the other hand, it also kind of needs different team support and this functions also very differently. Well, it's kind of interesting. They splash the same way into most teams, but Mega Medicham is a stronger attacker with a lower speed stat, whereas Lopunny is a weaker attacker with a higher speed stat. They both have kind of comparable bulk. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Expect to see a Mega Lopunny OU Showdown live soon upcoming. We've got our CSL battle still coming up. We're trying to fight to get that #1 conference spot back, hopefully. But until then, I will see you guys later. Krakenation out. I'm going to go into Quag here. It seems like he knows everything I'm going to do. But we are able to just do that.